All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to this next installment of the Rogue Bakers Roundtable live stream. Once again, my name is Kimball Roundy. We are excited to have you today. This is kind of the third part. It's something new and something a little bit old. Over the last couple of weeks, we have been working on and experimenting with a recipe that we have developed using just sourdough starter with a couple of added ingredients, which I'm going to have my Geek Squad make sure to put the cupcake recipe in this description too. So if you're watching this after, not live,
You mean cake pop recipe?
I mean the recipe to make this cake.
Mom just sent me a cake pop recipe, so
I don't want that one. I want the one we did last week and the one we did the week before to make this cake, and then we're going to show them how to turn this cake into cake pops. So 2 weeks ago now we did cupcakes for my daughter's half birthday, and the way that we did it was we took my standard equal parts 4 cups flour, 4 cups of water, sourdough starter that was fed last night for this cake. And what we do is we add some baking powder, some salt, some sugar, some cocoa powder. In the past, we did freeze-dried strawberries. So we did strawberry cupcakes. You want to make sure and go watch that from a couple of weeks ago. But it's simply taking an active sourdough starter that was fed about 12 hours before, mix in the ingredients, and throw it in either a cake pan or a cupcake pan. And what you end up with is this cake we've cut into pieces because it's actually cooling now so that we can finish off and do what we're doing today, which is cake pops. So little tiny cake balls that we're going to be covering in white chocolate and sprinkles and other stuff. And so the recipe for the cake will be in the description today, as well as in the description from the last couple of weeks. So this is kind of like the third week where we've been experimenting with this cake recipe and what we can do with it. But before we get to the cake recipe, or rather the cake pops, while this is cooling off, we're going to be making some dinner tonight, which is going to be some homemade Hot Pockets. In the past, I'm just kind of cleaning up a little bit. One of the things that I love to explain on these live streams and in our videos is the versatility of this dough. The dough that we are using today for these the dough that we're using today for these Hot Pockets is the exact same 10-minute sourdough made easy dough that we have used to make all kinds of things in the past. We have used it to make pizza, literally just flatten this out, top it, throw it in the oven, and you can make pizza. So we make these batches usually almost exclusively 3 loaves worth at a time. Thomas, can you comfort him? Baby just woke up on the couch. So normally we make a batch of 3 loaves worth of dough, and it's usually just made into various different flavor combinations, from our cheddar everything loaf like you see here to our normal sourdough, bread like you see there, to any number of inclusions. We've got various recipes on our YouTube channel showing you how to make what we call a red, white, and blue loaf, a cinnamon raisin loaf, or man, we have made so many different flavor combinations with this dough. And one of the other things that we do is we can take the dough and you can make it into bread bowls, you can make it into rolls, you can make it into baguettes, you can make it into French bread, and you can make it into all kinds of pizza type things. In the past, we have done regular pizzas. We've also done calzones. We've done what we call cheeseburger bombs, where we kind of lay it out and then wrap it into, with cheeseburger and other stuff. So it's like a roll stuffed with cheeseburger. Today we're going to try and make one of my son told me today, Hot Pockets or Pizza Pockets is like his favorite, crappy meal from the store. And so I'm like, you know what? Maybe we can duplicate that at home. And so what we did was we took I made a triple batch of this last night. We have 1 loaf that's baking right now in the oven, just a regular plain loaf. and then we took 2 loaves worth and cut each loaf into 8s. So there's 16 little balls here that we are going to take out and make and show you how to make our pizza pockets, which to me is just like kind of like a smaller version. We made a big calzone last time where we cut a loaf in half, we rolled one out, filled it with stuff, topped it with the other half of the loaf, so it was like 2. Normally when you take if you're going to make pizza with this, for example, you would take a single loaf worth of bread and cut it into 2 pizzas, and that makes like a 14, 16-inch pizza, depending on how thinly you roll it out. And so today, we're going to be taking kind of the same idea as the calzone, but just shrinking it down to where it's a nice individual pocket-size pizza pocket. Or I say pocket-size, bite-size, small-size individual pizza pocket. So we're going to take the dough. We've got... get the other stuff out here. We got mozzarella cheese, pepperoni. We're thinking about doing, because I've seen the traditional store-bought pizza pockets also have a ham and cheese, so we're gonna cut up some ham and throw that inside and make these pizza pockets. Once the pizza pockets are ready and in the oven, then we'll go back to the cake bites. Hopefully that cake has cooled by then. We'll show you how to make the little cake pops. And yeah, so we'll go to there. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna start by dusting the counter. This is rice flour. For those of you who are like my family, we've got a gluten intolerance problem, so we always dust the counter or decorate the bread with a gluten-free rice flour, so we're not adding any unfermented gluten to the bread after the fact. And then we are gonna take one of these and we're gonna roll it out like a pizza dough. Get my rolling pan and roll it out. And you will have seen us do various versions of this, like I said, from the calzone to the breakfast calzone to the cheeseburger bombs and just regular old pizzas in the past. But the idea is simply to roll it out, and in this case we are then going to fold it onto itself and seal it up as a nice little pizza pocket. And so this is a way to satisfy your children's cravings for that junky food from the store, but with long fermented goodness that isn't going to be totally awful for them. Hello there. Should we put, I think, at least a little dab of sauce in there? Yeah, you gotta have sauce too, not just the pepperoni and stuff. So it's really quite simple. I'm saying this like I've done it before. This is new. I just thought of this last night. I thought maybe we should. I saw it. In fact, I think I saw a picture. Somebody on Facebook had made hot pockets, and I was like, well, we can do that sourdough. They were just making it normal. I'm gonna cut these up into small little triangles of the pepperoni. So they're smaller little chunks instead of big pieces of pepperoni inside there. Yeah. Do you want to just roll out? I don't know. I figure the longest thing is going to be rolling them out. We thought about having most of these rolled out ahead of time, but time just got away from us. So we got a little pile of pepperoni right here that we can pull from. I'm gonna cut this open. Oh, also we need some cheddar cheese to go in the ham and cheese ones. I wonder if a little dab of mayo and mustard inside the ham and cheese would be good. No? You don't think so?
Do you make your own rice flour or purchase it already ground?
I have contemplated making my own rice flour, but I am kind of lazy, and so we just buy the cheap stuff from the store.
Not exactly cheap.
Well, yeah, easy stuff, I should say. It's expensive. The rice flour. So it's got some tapioca flour and some other stuff in it. It isn't just rice flour, but it is a rice flour base.
Are we gonna do half and half? Pepperoni.
I think we'll probably have people wanting more pizza than ham and cheese. I was mostly just thinking the ham and cheese as like a
Try it out.
try it, because that is one of the main hot pockets that is consumed by our children anyway when they are allowed to get that kind of junk food from the store. They beg for stuff like this, and we don't like feeding them the really junky stuff, but if we can make it at home, all the better. Then you know it doesn't have all the gross preservatives and things in it that you would get made with real cheese instead of the fake cheese or whatever they've got there. So, how about if one of us rolls and the other one stuffs?
Okay. You roll.
You like how I roll, huh?
You did a great job.
Well, that's how I roll.
Roll out.
All right, here we go.
So probably don't need a ton of cheese then, right? Oh,
What's that?
probably don't need a ton
No,
of cheese then.
no, we won't need a lot of cheese. Okay, so this is rolled out. Right, oh, kind of fell on itself there. Just a nice flat thing here.
This cheese grater is the best cheese grater ever.
It is a pretty awesome cheese grater. Okay.
It's like the most efficient kind
Let's
I've
get
ever used.
another one here. You got this there. How do you want this? Should we
Yeah, take that way.
move that right there?
Okay.
And this bread,
Put that right there.
it's kind of a hard timing thing. And with the Rogue Bakers Roundtable being at 5 p.m. and our kitchen being 75 plus degrees.
Jeez.
Oh my
Sorry,
goodness.
scared me.
Any bread that I start the night before is liable to be way overproofed by the time we get ready for these calls. So what we did was we actually formed all those little balls a couple of hours ago and then put them in the fridge so that they wouldn't overproof. So it slows down the fermentation, slows down the proofing so that it doesn't overproof. Otherwise we'd be dealing with like a soupy mess right now. Or I would have to stay up till like 5 a.m. or get up at 5 a.m. to start this. And that's just not something I've been interested or willing to do. So we always have to figure out we either like make it ahead of time and then just show you what we made. But if we ever want to like do something live on camera like we're doing now, we always have to figure out how to slow down the fermentation so it doesn't over ferment in these long hot summer days. So
How's that look?
I think it looks great.
Salt and pepper?
Salt and pepper, maybe a little garlic, I don't know. And there's number 2. Where are you at?
Now I'm just gonna, nothing fancy, I'm just gonna fold it over, push my edges together, and then I'm gonna crimp them with my fork.
And what we have called this in the past as we've done these various things is we like to call it real life sourdough. So that's one of the things I love, as I was saying about this dough, is you can literally start the dough the night before with no idea what you're gonna do with it the next day. It's just like, well, I want to make something for dinner tomorrow, but I'm not sure what the kids want. And, the kids are gone to bed or whatever. And so oftentimes we will make the dough and then decide at dinner time, okay, do we want pizzas? Do we want, burger buns, and we'll make burgers, or, all those different things. And the versatility of having one dough that can be used for so many different things is one of the reasons we love this dough recipe. And so what you're seeing here is real life, how to fit sourdough into your real life. And the idea, the way that we avoid and don't do any kind of crazy stretches and folds or, kneading or any of the complex stuff that everybody else tells you need to do. It just makes it so easy to start the dough, go to bed, and then wake up the next day and decide what you're going to do with it for dinner time. So For us, dinner time often consists of some kind of pizza, something. And like I said, we do calzones, we do regular pizzas, and now we are going to figure out homemade pizza pockets.
Now, that taco burger thing wasn't sourdough the other day, but man, we have to share that.
Taco burger thing?
Yeah.
What am I missing? What are you talking about?
We made the burgers with on the tortilla.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Which we could do with sourdough tortillas and then it would be the same.
Sure.
So I did 2 ham and cheese. Should I move on to the pizza now?
Yeah. Maybe do a couple more ham and cheese. There's 16 of them.
Yeah.
Like I said, she cut the single size dough,
2 of them.
worth of dough into 8. So we got two loaves worth of dough into 16 little balls that we are now flattening out and turning into pizza pockets.
Pizza
Well,
pockets? Hot pockets?
Hot Pockets is the name brand. Some of them will be ham and cheese pockets, some of them will be pizza pockets. Sticking a little. What are you umming?
Chat. Sherry said, hi there, looking forward to this.
Hello, Sherry.
Judy, Hot Pockets sounds good to have a few saved for an easy meal for another day.
Absolutely. She asked, should we do 1 loaf worth? And I thought, you know what if we could actually even freeze some of these and make them a freezer meal that the kids can just pop out like a Hot Pocket. That's one of the cool things about the Hot Pockets is you got basically a cooked pizza in a couple of minutes. So we can probably do the same thing with this. So we're going to bake them. We'll see how they freeze, etc. But yeah, we should be able to... Huh?
Flour's making it not want to stick.
Too much flour?
Yeah.
Well, that's the idea, is that it doesn't stick to the counter, but understood.
Sherry says, here we go. Cindy says, sounds yummy. Sherry says, please turn the camera down so we can see better. Uh-oh.
Which camera? Thomas?
Oh, he said he did. He already did it.
Okay, so he switched it to the B-roll. This is sticking. I gotta flour this up, apparently.
Should we do an egg wash?
It wouldn't hurt to do an egg wash, but...
Beverly says, do you make your own rice flour? Oh, you already got that question. Okay, so I'm going to do pepperoni pizza now.
Pepperoni
ham and
pizza.
cheese, or
Yeah.
4?
I would do 4. And then we'll have 14. No, 12. My math is...
Failing you?
Yep.
Like enough sauce? Okay, I'll get back to this one and do cheese. Oh, you got the mozz out, okay.
I did. Oh, lots of... I was thinking... What's the other Parmesan?
Oh. That's a good idea. Put some inside.
Yeah.
This ham is super wet, so...
Am I missing? There it is. No, you just powdered. I was thinking the garlic, but...
Yeah, I'm just using... You don't need more wet.
Thank you all for joining us. Those regulars who are coming back week after week. We do these Rogue Bakers calls every single week. The idea is trying to build a community of people who are coming together every single week to share successes, to ask questions about hard things you're learning as you, or hard, trouble you're running into as you're learning sourdough, and trying to get your starter active, or trying to figure out ways to make bread. We've had 2 or 3 questions come in the last week or so on comments about or into emails about using rye flour. And it's making me want to do that video I've thought about doing for a while, which is a whole bunch of different types of flour and the results, changes that you need to make to use various types of flour. Most of what we do is just regular all-purpose flour. Every once, if it's bread that's made for us only, like our family only, we usually do a 36% whole wheat dough, which we have a video of how to do that on our YouTube. That you don't have to change much of anything doing up to 36% whole grain in this recipe. You just substitute it straight out, and it just color changes a little bit. It's slightly more dense when you do it, but a lot of times we're baking for our Harvest Toast guests. Our micro bakery people come here, they stay here, we bake them bread, deliver bread to them hot, fresh out of the oven. And so we're not usually doing 36% for customers, but we do enjoy it for ourselves quite a bit.
Tell them what the seasonings
that you're putting in it.
Yeah.
I would just say you season it however you would season your normal pizza. We like putting garlic, a little Parmesan, some onion seasoning, and
salt, pepper, and
Italian seasoning. It's kind of our go-to seasoning for pizza.
Can they see what I can see right there. They can kind of see what I'm doing. Maybe we should move it to the middle.
What you're doing?
Yeah, they can know the camera.
Switch?
No, we're just moving the camera. Well, I guess we could switch.
Okay, we're gonna switch so you can watch her put these together in a better.
We're probably gonna need more.
While I roll out over there. What's that?
Probably gonna need more pepperoni.
More pepperoni cut up.
Yeah. Or we could just try big pepperoni and see how it turns out.
I think it should be cut up.
Okay.
And this is starting to stick bad. That's annoying.
Yeah. Sherry says, do you have the recipe for the sourdough bread?
So I can tell you the recipe off the top of my head. We do have a video. If you go to our main YouTube and look for our 10-minute sourdough made easy method video, that's kind of our most viewed video, where most people are finding us. We got about 150,000 views on that video right now. That has all of it broken down and showing you how to make the dough, make the bread, etc. But the bread is 4 ounces of starter, hungry, cold, straight from the fridge. This is for 1 loaf. Then you do 12 ounces of water.
We're not gonna be able to bake all these at
Then
once.
you do 1 pound, 4 ounces or 20 ounces of flour, all-purpose bread flour, either one of those, or up to 36% of a whole grain flour. And then 0.7 ounces of salt. And then you mix it up and leave it on the counter, let it long ferment for 12 hours or so, depending on how warm it is in your kitchen. It was like 77 in our kitchen this morning when I came out here. And so it was fermenting quite fast. Some nights it seems to be cooler in our kitchen. We open our windows at night, so a lot of it depends on how warm it is out at night, with fans and stuff pulling the nice fresh air in. So usually it's about 12 hours we're wanting to have it formed and getting it ready to bake. In the middle of the winter, when our kitchen is at 70 degrees, then it's more like, anywhere between 12 and 18 hours you can let that bulk ferment go. The longer you bulk ferment it, the more flavor you're gonna have. And if it starts to get over fermented, then it starts to get a little bit harder to work when you're forming it. So if it's really sticky when you're forming it, you probably let it over ferment and go a little bit too long.
Or you're at a completely different sea level and humidity than us.
Right. So we're also in the desert, and it's, regularly, 15 to 20% humidity here. So if you're somewhere where it's 90% humidity, you might cut
50%.
back. Might cut back on the water a little bit.
I've had friends with 50% humidity have issues.
So yeah, that's the general recipe for the bread dough. that you can then use for all kinds of different things. Like I said, I've lost track of how many different videos, how many different ways we have used this bread. We've made sticky buns, we've made cinnamon rolls with this, the same dough. Right? We did a video a while back where we took the same dough, we made, I think it was pizza, cinnamon rolls, and bread, all with the 3 different loaves that were in there, as a way of showing how versatile this recipe can be. You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you want to switch over here? I said we were going to switch.
This is going to be about full, the pan.
The pan is already full. Okay,
Yeah.
let's... how do we want to do this?
Start baking.
Bake the first one and keep going with the next?
Sure. Or we could pause and see how the... Nearly room temperature.
The cake?
Yeah. It's probably fine enough to at least break up. It'll help it cool down faster. So many shapes are fun cake. The first one was like perfect Hot Pocket. The first 3. Oh, they're all
It's sticking sometimes worse than others, and so it doesn't turn out to be a perfectly rolled out.
Sherry says, I love the more relaxed recipe making. Me too.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be doing sourdough at all.
We literally didn't for 6 months when we were faced with all of the hard stuff that everybody else does with their sourdough, stretches and folds every 30 minutes for 4 hours or whatever. All that kind of stuff.
I don't think I ever even tried it once.
We didn't. We didn't. We just stared at it and we're like, who has time for that crap? Definitely not us in our house with our homestead and our homeschool and everything that we do. We just wouldn't have time to make sourdough ever if we were following other people's stuff. And that's how this whole thing was formed, was we sat there not wanting to even try the sourdough cult's version of everything because it was so difficult. And then we finally were introduced to, I don't know if you know Ben Starr. He was the one that first kind of opened our eyes that sourdough didn't need to be near as hard as everybody was making it. And after we made our first few loaves, I was like, hold up, this is it's way too easy. It can be way too easy compared to what most people do. So we love the simple, easy sourdough method, which is where the name of our channel came from. Sourdough Made Easy was like wanting to reach out and help other people who were stressed out. Now, if you have mastered all of the stretch and folds and you do make perfect, beautiful artisan bread doing the stretch and folds and everything else.
Some people enjoy it like it's cathartic, and that's awesome.
By all means, keep doing it. Keep doing it. I'm not saying that you don't, that you can't do it. I'm just simply saying you don't have to do all of those hard things to make your bread slightly better. It might make slightly better bread if you take all that extra time and effort, but I'd rather have a slightly simpler life than slightly better bread.
We want to make, like, we literally make a lot, if not almost everything from scratch at home.
Yeah, we
would
try
not
to make
be able
as
to
much.
do that if everything
How
took
often
so
do you
long.
feed your starter? Do you leave it in the fridge all the time?
We leave the starter. He stays in the fridge. That's where he lives. The only time we leave him out, his name is Isaiah, the only time we leave him out is when he gets fed. Like last night, you feed it, stir it up, set it on the counter, and let him feed all night long, and then stir it up in the morning and put him back in the fridge. And we only feed him when we run out. So when we're making that last loaf of, or last batch of 3 loaves, and I can tell I'm not going to have enough to make another batch of 3 loaves, then I'll feed him 4 cups of water, 4 cups of flour. And we've got a video on our YouTube showing our process of feeding the starter and when and how, if you want to go look at that. But the short answer is we literally only feed the starter when we run out. We're never worried. I'm going to pause and I'm going to contradict myself here in a minute, but when we're making dough, we never worry about whether our starter is active or when the last time was that we fed it, whether it was just fed the night before or whether he was fed, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 days, maybe even 2 weeks. We never go 2 weeks because we make so much bread for people who are coming here and making our own bread. Like it rarely ever makes it to 2 weeks, but we have used 2-week-old starter and had the same great results with it. So to answer your question, we only feed it when we run out or when we want to do stuff like this cake, right? So if you had a 2-week-old starter sitting in your fridge and you took that out and tried to make this cake, it would be super duper duper sour, right? So you don't want to use what most people would call discard that they left in their fridge to make the cake, where you're starting with something that's super sour and you're not going to end up with something that's really delicious. And so when we make pancakes and apple skivers and waffles and things like that, which is kind of the same basic recipe that we turned into this normal cake, we feed it the night before, intentionally wanting to have a less sour but long fermented batter, if you will, to start with the next day. And so that's literally the only time that we intentionally feed and want to have an active starter, not so that we've got an active starter that's going to make the bread rise faster or whatever, but rather we want a less sour starter to use to make things like the cupcakes, like these cake pops, like pancakes and apple skivers and things like that. Same thing goes with like when you're making a sourdough starter pizza. We have a sourdough starter pizza where you can use sourdough starter on a cast iron skillet and make pizzas just on the spot real easy. That likewise, we don't like to have super duper duper sour pizza crust. And so we make sure that if we're going to do pizzas like that, we're using a recently fed starter, 12 to 18 hours before it was fed. And that's what we use to make all of our starter type recipes. A lot of people would call them discard recipes because in the sourdough cult, you're told you got to feed your starter and you need to bake with it or make your dough with it when it's at peak activity. So you're constantly feeding and constantly needing to find things to do with all of the starter that you're discarding. Well, in this house, discard is a dirty word. We almost never, ever, ever do it. And we're always feeding the starter just to do the things with it that other people would be trying to do with their discard so that they're not wasting it. You see the difference? When you're doing the sourdough made easy method, you're not going to have tons of discard, and therefore the problem of what do I do with all this discard, and then you're going and searching recipes just so you don't waste the discard. We don't do it that way. It's just, if we want to make that type of discard recipe, we overfeed the starter intentionally to make sure we have enough. We've done crackers with it. We have a delicious discard cracker recipe video that we've done where you're making delicious crackers with cheese and other stuff on it. And so, yeah, that's when we feed our starter. Let's see, there's 5 more there. How are we doing this? Well, you just turned the oven on. I was thinking this was in there. So I'm going to put this in. Should I put it in now?
Yes.
So this is the first batch of Hot Pockets that you can see. The oven has just come up to temperature. We're going to throw that in and bake it until those are golden to an internal temperature of about 200 degrees, just to make sure the dough's all cooked through. You want to set a timer for that? I'm thinking 12 minutes to start.
Set a timer for 12 minutes and 22 seconds.
Let's see, what else are we doing here? She's over here, so she's starting the process of the cake bites. So when you're making the cake bites, what you do is you bake the cake and then you break it up. You literally crumble, after it cools, you crumble up the cake, which is what she's doing back here. And then you take the crumbled cake and you mix it with frosting, which is fresh made frosting that she just made in the mixer. So she's gonna mix the frosting. The frosting kind of like binds the cake back together and makes it easy to roll into balls. And then you stick the stick in it and dip it in the chocolate, which needs to be melting now. Where's that?
Right there.
Bag of chocolate.
The frosting is what goes in here. That gets the juice. Yeah.
So we're gonna melt some white chocolate chips. That's what we're gonna dip and coat the cake balls with, and then put the sprinkles or whatever else on.
some of this got dried out because I took it out of the pan to cool because I was trying to hurry that process. And I don't personally want crunchy parts of stuff in my cake pops. So I'm just peeling off the crunchy parts, basically the bottom. It's not even like, it wouldn't have been crunchy if we hadn't done that. Like if it were a regular cake, it would have been just fine, you know?
Right.
But some of it dried out a little bit, so I'm just peeling off the crunchy bits and setting them aside and crumbling the rest of it. So you answered Sherry asking how often you feed the starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Sherry said, I agree. And then she said, I will have to look that up. I'm not sure what that was in reference to. It's so frustrating to have to get your starter in the perfect timing for making bread.
Right. That's one of the things. I did a video that the question, the title was, and the first thing I said in the video is, should sourdough starter be called sourdough stopper? Because of so many times I have read in Facebook groups and other things, people coming into the group saying, is my starter ready to bake with? It doubled, it did all these things, is it floating? You're like, all these different ways that people try and teach you how to determine whether or not your starter is ready to bake with. And for me, that's just all of the reasons why you won't bake, because you don't know whether your starter's ready or not. That's just crazy in my mind, because we bake with cold, flat, 2-week-old, hasn't been fed in 2 weeks starter, and make fantastic breads that rise up and look amazing all the time. And so I hate the idea of letting your sourdough starter stop you from baking. It's one of the things I love about our process.
I'm just going to show you guys. I've got the cake all crumbled up. It's not perfect. I'm literally just pulling it apart with my hands. And now I'm just kind of running it through my fingers and pulling pieces apart a little bit more. Because next we're going to add our frosting. Which, Tommy, did you put the frosting recipe in the thing, the caption too?
I don't know if you did or not.
Okay, we can add that. So anyway, real quick, go back to my...
That knife run off too.
Knife? Greedy Gambler said, how do you feed your starter? Feed, then fridge? So feed it.
To feed the starter, I do always like the exact same thing, which is super non-conventional compared to what most people do. Most people will say you should weigh your starter, and that might be a great idea. For me, from day one, I have fed it 4 cups of water and 4 cups of flour. So it's equal parts, but it's kind of equal parts by volume, not by weight, which I have recently found out while doing, actual weight comparisons, makes it about a 200% hydration. It's like 197%, the difference between the weight of water and the weight of flour. But it works for us. So if you typically weigh your starter when you're feeding it, great, do that. What we do universally across the board to make it easy is when I run out, I literally fill up a jar, about 4 cups of water and about 4 cups of flour, stir it up, and even the slightest bit of residue inside of the jar has plenty of culture to kickstart and activate that fresh fed flour and water. And you stir it up and put it on the counter, and the next day you got, in our case, about a half a gallon or more of really good, well-fermented starter ready to use for any of the different things that we use our starter for. And so for us, it's 4 cups of water, 4 cups of flour fed to the jar. We never worry about, like people do ratios where it's like you put 1 cup of starter or a 1/4 cup of starter and 1/4 cup of water, and you're worried about a 1-to-1 to this ratio, etc. And some of that might be important if you're doing super complex sourdough stuff that other people do. But for us, we always are doing it easy. We feed the same, 4 cups flour, 4 cups of water, stir it, leave it on the counter overnight, and then stir it and put it in the fridge. And then we just always taking it cold, straight out of the fridge, usually hungry. And that's our process. So.
Okay, so the recipe This is a recipe I used to use in 2011 when I was making cakes and cake pops and things. And I haven't actually made it for a long time. It's probably been over a decade since I made these.
Sure. And we didn't do it sourdough before,
no.
so yeah.
And no, I used to use just the tub of frosting, store-bought.
Tub of
right?
frosting and,
So,
and a cake recipe to make these.
right,
in the
cake
past.
box.
Right.
Yeah. So it says to use a 3/4 of the tub, 3/4 of the tub of frosting, and so I'm just gonna eyeball it. But I know this: the consistency of when you add your frosting into your cake, you want it to be like gummy but not sticky. You want to be able to form balls, but you don't want it to be overly sticky. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a couple big dollops here. That's probably a little over a cup. And then I've got my spoon and I'm just gonna start mixing it, and then I'll start trying my hands in it. I hear Bubba back there talking. Okay. You can see that it's kind of starting to stick together, like I'm pushing it down and it's starting to sort of stick together. Very moist.
Put too much in already?
I think it's a whipped frosting, which is also something I don't think I used to use.
Right.
And our cake is so moist. I might have put too much in already, but it will work. See that? I just gotta make it smaller. So, we need to get the cake pops. You wanna kind of squish them together, okay? But you don't wanna like squeeze it super tight because we're gonna put them in the fridge or the freezer to kind of firm up for just a little bit. And then we'll dip them in the chocolate, and we don't want the cake to be expanding when it's covered with chocolate because then it'll break the chocolate. So I think this is a good size. I should have gotten my sticks out. Are you able to do that? I think your hands are cleaner than mine. And then we need to put them on something.
You're gonna have pizza on your sticks. This is your stick?
Yeah.
So you need to put them on something to freeze?
No, actually. Well, they can go in the fridge or the freezer. Probably the freezer, so because we're doing it short, yeah. I probably did add too much, but it'll still be fine. Okay, so yeah, we need to do that first. So I need a tray with some parchment, probably. Cookie sheet in here. Bread lid check. Bread timer. Oh, I need to sneeze. You can see the size there. It's your typical cake pop size.
Oh, good.
A little bit bigger than, what are they called? Tootsie Pops. A little bit bigger than a Tootsie Pop. Have fun.
It didn't cut straight.
I set a timer for those Easter pockets, right?
You said you spoke into your phone.
And I saw it. Okay, yeah. Just want to make sure. Okay, moving on.
So do you need to put the pop in
No,
before it freezes or after?
after.
After, okay.
At least that's what my recipe says. I'm sure there are numerous ways to do this, just like sourdough.
Another thing that we've done a lot of with sourdough is taking other recipes. Like we took my grandma's banana oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Recently, just was it Saturday, Tommy? We posted the latest video showing you how to long ferment a normal cookie recipe like my grandma's banana oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. We've also taken my grandma's banana bread recipe and long fermented that. We've taken apple dumplings recipe and long fermented that and made an apple dumpling loaf, which in my opinion was still probably our best loaf ever. taste-wise. Man, that loaf was so good. And what else have we done? We like to experiment. We like to come up with.
And not that we turned it, but we did the sourdough. What do we call them? Meatball thing. What were those things called? The meatball things with the cheese inside, and then the meat, the sausage, and then the.
We've done brekkie buns. We've done bacon cheeseburger bombs. We've done, and that's just with this normal dough. So, if you like sourdough experimentation, all done easy, all done like.
That's what we do.
Hey, let's try this, and we just do it. We don't overcomplicate it. We just do it. That's what we like to do on our channel.
So Sherry said your family is very blessed to have such fresh homemade food. I agree. She said, I love that you make this real life, not perfect.
Likewise, agree.
Kawa Keb said, love y'all. Sorry I can't watch now, but watch us later. Thanks for all your authenticity, passionate posts. Beverly says, OMG, I would get so, fresh timer. So we got timer going off for the pizza things, and we got to check the bread.
Cool.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Just peek at the pizza things first.
I did just a minute ago.
Okay. And then we got to check the, ooh, those are getting brown.
Getting there.
Got to check the bread. Probably take that off for now. It won't cool down, or like, it won't harden too fast. Just put it on the back burner for now and turn it off. I'm not quite there. We've got to freeze these for, a bit. Bread. I can't help you.
Okay, I need to check the bread.
And now, Beverly said, OMG, I would get so frustrated with the whole discard feeding thing. I'm like, why the heck would I discard and not use it for something? Exactly. It's wasteful, and that's not something that we want to do in this house. Like, even anything that we don't eat, if our kids don't eat their whatever, their leftovers, or not leftovers, but their scraps or whatever, they go to our chickens and our goats. We don't waste. We try really hard not to. Beverly says, I've been trying to make English muffins. They usually turn out pretty dense, so working on getting those a little lighter. We haven't tried those yet.
We haven't done an English muffin, but I've wanted to.
Yeah.
I wanted to figure that out because I love English
wonder.
muffins. So this is about 185. So this is the same dough. You see, there's our plain loaf.
Some nice, beautiful rise there.
That's the same dough that we're making the pizza pockets with. It's 185. Another.
And that's another
5
key.
minutes or
I
so
think a
with the
lot
lid
of
on.
people are taking their bread out without temp checking inside. And that's something we don't do. We always temp check the inside of our loaf to see if it's, first of all, when you pull it out, you can see if the dough is still gummy inside. And then we temp check to at least 200 degrees.
Yeah, so a lot of people will have questions. Oh, my dough is gummy. It's doughy inside. How do I fix that? And the answer is temperature check it. Make sure you get the internal temperature to 200 degrees and it won't be gummy inside.
And if we didn't do that, we would be super up the creek, because lately our oven has been on the fritz.
Yep.
And so it's taken another half an hour to bake a loaf, more than it used to. So it's a good thing that we religiously temperature check. Did Bridget say she made English muffins successfully? I think she did, didn't she?
I can't remember.
Bridget, if you watch this and you see Beverly's comment, I'm pretty sure you have made English muffins successfully. Would you shoot her a reply? Because we do not have experience with that yet. I do wonder, however, is it crumpet recipe that we use for pancakes and everything? Those are nearly like English muffins if we made them thicker with the actual form. I wonder if those would turn out like English muffins. We should try that maybe next week.
Maybe.
Again, it's another super simple recipe. It does not use the dough recipe because it's a very different texture. But, yeah. What else? No other comments or questions right now.
How them balls coming out? They look good, eh?
Yeah, they're going good. I think it's, I mean, maybe I just did add too much frosting, but it could just be also the...
It is
like,
a really
it's
moist
a really,
cake.
well, and it's the whipped frosting, I think, it's so much lighter. It's not a dense, like a buttercream or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to be a different density and texture and all that, so... But it's doing just fine, so... And no doubt they will still taste awesome. I bet our girls are gonna freak out.
For sure.
Maybe we should deliver these to somebody too.
Yep. One of our favorite things to do with our bread is to gift it to people. So we're regularly making bread for people in the area who we just want to love on a little bit. Wow, these are getting big. What?
Nothing. Oh, you want to check on those again? We should.
The
check
pizza?
The pizza, yeah. Uh-oh, we said time for the bread. And
I think they can get a little crispier. I don't know.
doing it with my knuckle here. It's gonna work. What was the bread at, temperature wise?
It was at 185. So, and there's water's gone. So,
Fine. Over the frosting. Yeah, lots of frosting left over.
I can think of worse things to have left over.
Uh-huh. So let's see here. Easily gonna have 20 cake pops, maybe 25.
Yeah, this recipe made a dozen
Cupcakes.
cupcakes and one 9x9 sheet cake, whatever. So it's gonna make a lot of cake pops for that one
Could
recipe.
even do just cake bites. They don't have to have the pop. Like this can be that you roll it in your chocolate. It's an either or. It can be a cake bite that you roll in your chocolate and it's just a little thing that you use your fingers, or you can put it on a popsicle
Like
stick.
bonbons from back in the day.
Yeah.
I could have called it homemade sourdough bonbons. It'd be funny. Is that still a thing? Do they still make bonbons? Is that?
I don't
Am I
even
dating
know
myself?
if I know what a bonbon is.
It used to be a
You're no
thing
part.
on like commercials or on TV, sitting at home watching soap operas, eating bonbons. Isn't that a thing? Wasn't that a thing growing up?
It was.
I keep getting way too much.
Yeah, that Italian seasoning gets spicy. Especially for the littles. I feel like I'm making lots of funny faces doing this.
I often laugh at the faces that I make when I am baking
Yeah.
and editing videos, thinking, why do you make your face look like that in these videos? I can't edit that out.
That would be nice. AI maybe, huh?
Yeah.
We just shy of 25. I think we'll have 24. Hey, that's 2 dozen.
So about 2 dozen cake bites.
Yep. Oh. Sherry, do you make bread in loaf pans? We have.
We have used regular loaf pans. Came out great. Same exact dough. Same proportions.
different cook
Just
time.
just shaped into the loaf pan shape instead of the ball shape.
And we use a loaf pan on top to act as a lid.
And that it did have to, it cooked a little less, and it got a little darker on the sides, I think, than we were hoping or used to. But yes,
want to try, what are they called, the other pans?
Pullman pans.
Yeah,
we
we
think
want to try
about getting
those.
some Pullman pans. And we are going to, I keep saying this, eventually we are going to do a sandwich loaf. A lot of people have asked us about sandwich loaves and whether we've done them. We have yet to venture into the sandwich loaf world, only because our bread comes out so soft and delicious. We always just use it for sandwiches as it is. But
Kids would like it though, they've asked
for sure, that white,
love our bread.
typical white Wonder Bread looking sandwich loaf is definitely something that people like. We are going to do that video at some point.
Get out of here, girly. Get. Okay. Please do a sandwich loaf, Sherry says. Okay, these are done. I could have spaced them out more now that I see how many we have, but I'm just gonna pop these in the freezer until I have my chocolate ready, basically. Which won't take long because it's basically already ready. But I need to add coconut oil. So I'm using, you can use like an almond bark or a candy coating or whatever for the outside, the dipping or the covering of your cake bites or cake pops. But we didn't have that, and we're just doing what we've got, making it easy. We've got chocolate chips, basically, white chocolate chips. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of coconut oil. I measure with my heart. I'll show you what I'm doing. But what that does is it makes the chocolate chips so that they will harden again, because they have a tendency to just kind of stay soft after you melt them. But this way we can pop them in the fridge. What am I doing? Is this what I want?
Look at those beautiful hot pockets. You can see some of that cheese melting out the, what are those, ham and cheese ones?
Yeah.
They look pretty good. I think they need
Have
a
you
few
temp
more
checked them
minutes. No, I haven't.
Okay.
They're not quite to the golden I would like anyway.
Yeah,
yet.
no, I agree.
You got a timer?
I told you that flour wasn't making them stick very well. How long should I do?
3 minutes. And I got this next batch, I think, ready to go in right behind them. So.
Okay. Okay, so coconut oil. Did we put the whole bag of chocolate chips in there, right?
I did.
It was 11 ounces of chocolate chips.
I did.
It's basically melted already. See that? So literally, I'm just gonna drizzle it in there, and it'll probably be about a teaspoon of coconut oil. Maybe I'm trying to remember. No, what it was when I did this the last time. So, it makes it more dippable. It's not that they don't harden, but it makes it more dippable. Adding the coconut oil makes it like more liquidy. Because right now it's a thick chocolate, right? You saw how thick that was, right? It's not. It's kind of comes, it goes, it stops and starts and stops and starts. There's still a lot on my spoon here. So if I just add, I'll go ahead and measure it for fun sakes.
For funsies.
Funsies. Teaspoon's probably even too much. I'm gonna try half teaspoonish. Okay, so I've got, this is a teaspoon, but it's not quite full. I'm just gonna put that in there and mix it up. Tommy, can you see on camera? Okay. Might need a little bit more, maybe not. And what it should do is make it smoother. More like a candy melt. I think I want, yep, I need more, or I need to heat it up some more. I'm gonna heat it up a little bit more. Yep.
Done here.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people will use like a double broiler to melt your chocolate. I don't want to go through that effort. So I just have it on very low on our stovetop, just stirring constantly so it doesn't burn. And I am going to add about another half teaspoon, so we're a little over a teaspoon probably, of coconut oil added to that. Who would have thought ever that I'd have my own cooking show someday? That's basically what this is, huh? Yep. Okay, let's see. Sherry says, I will be right over. Hot Pockets look delicious.
They sure are. I'm sure they're going to taste great based on the calzones we've made before. Basically just little personal calzones even.
Yep.
Very versatile dough. You can use this dough for all kinds of things. The cinnamon rolls turned out absolutely amazing. Full transparency. They are really good fresh, but they get kind of hard a little bit fast. So there might be, this is another thing, there might be better doughs to make for pizza crust, or better doughs to make for cinnamon rolls, or better other things, but the simplicity of one dough that you can use for a whole bunch of different things just outweighs the idea of trying to mentally think through what kind of thing am I gonna make. And so we just stick to this one dough. We make it the night before, go to bed, wake up the next day, and decide what we're going to do with it.
I was going to say something I forgot.
Okay.
Should I temp check somewhere?
Sure.
And when you're temperature checking, you want the end of your thermometer to be in the middle of your dough.
Yeah. You don't push it too far
196.
to where you're picking up the heat off the bottom of the Dutch oven or the pan or whatever. You want to be checking the dough, not the pan.
And checking a couple places. Yeah, we're roughly 196, 197.
So I'd say another 3 minutes. We're probably good.
What was I gonna say?
I'm trying to solve this problem here.
Benita says, "What great teamwork! Would love to taste everything." And Sherry says, "The simplicity. I can't talk. The simplicity is the best." I agree. I had it and it came back and then I lost again. Oh well.
What?
I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. It's bugging me.
It'll come to you right after we log off.
I'm going to add, even still, a little bit more coconut oil. Probably at about 2 teaspoons now.
Doing the last 2 of these. Get.
I don't know if this is going to be enough for those, for all those.
To cover all those cake pops?
Yeah.
We'll cover as many as we can.
Well, we've got more white chocolate. Okay, this is looking better. Again, so this is about 11 ounces of white chocolate chips. And you can see now this is like much smoother, much thinner than it was before. And that's what we're going for. I know the girls wanted some cake pops, so I'll do a couple cake pops, I guess, a few cake pops. But I think the bites will just be easy.
Instead of pops?
I don't know. I guess not. The problem with the cake pops is that we don't have like a bunch to dip it in. With the cake bites, you can just kind of put it on top. We need to get those.
Timer.
That's the bread timer. And did not set another timer for the calzones, so. Whew.
What?
I can't remember.
Oh.
So I need to check this bread, yeah?
Yep.
I'm gonna open the oven behind you. What's up? How you
Nope. Still on.
Get it. Maggie, move. Move. Oh, maybe. Yep, it's done.
Bread's done. You done enough?
It's over 200. Yeah, it's good. What are those? Those are Hot Pockets. They look a bit flat. They look flat. Well, look at the ones in the oven.
Oh, I see. They have it in there.
Yeah. I make more. Yeah. Come your way, please.
This is
Yeah,
Bubba
Daddy.
Chunks. Bubba Chunks. Hey,
Hi,
bud.
Dada.
Hey,
Hi.
bud.
Hey, guys.
Oh, boy. The
Hi,
whole family's
Dada.
out here.
I'm gonna need help with this.
You're fine. Come over here.
Okay, they're
Come
firm.
say hi.
You can do this.
Hi.
So now
This is Lily.
these are not
and
squishy
Addie.
anymore. Sorry, these are not squishy anymore, so they are good for me to do this stuff.
Oh, I see.
This is cool.
Those are the cake bites. Cake pops.
They're almost. See, they're not done yet. I gotta add the chocolate coating on top. Okay.
Oh, they frozen?
They're not frozen. They just cooled off in there.
Oh, they're frozen.
You want to smell them? Okay. We insert the cake pop stick only halfway. You don't come all the way through it. Just halfway. I'm gonna bring that camera over here for a second. Addie, can you be my helper?
Are you on
Can
B-roll
hold-
as
are you gonna
main,
hold this
Thomas?
like that? No. Can you do that? Yeah, come over there.
Oh. Yes.
Okay, and I'm gonna dip this. Oh, it's not gonna roll. So I tried rolling it. My instructions.
Oh.
Not frozen enough.
I
Or my
got
chocolate's
it.
Chocolate.
Hot.
Can I have that? Please don't.
Real life, people.
Eat it. Stuff it in your mouth.
Look out.
Come
Coming
on,
that
you
way.
stuff it in your mouth.
That's kind of hot chocolate, I think.
You need to freeze them more?
Maybe. Hey. All right. I'll do
Those hot pockets look like
That's- yeah, that's not gonna do.
great.
I'm gonna just dip it for you, okay? So this is cake style, where I'm just covering it. I'm gonna tap it to kind of get the coating fall down around it.
Can I try to have a bite?
Excuse me, coming that way. And then there. Wait.
Okay. I'm done.
Oh, you want
Mommy,
it?
this one.
Want that
Mommy,
one?
this one now. I want to put it on.
Oh, mommy's gonna do it.
Okay.
What do you want, Addie?
Sprinkles. Don't touch. Let it cool off.
Can I have two?
What?
White.
These?
How am I gonna hold
Perfect.
it?
Look at
How-
those.
How am I gonna actually hold
You
it?
gotta let it cool down.
Wait. Let it cool down.
So I can put them back in the freezer and they'd be more dippable, or we could just roll with it.
Whatever you want. I said just get it done.
Hey, we need to check on these again. Excuse me, please.
Oh yeah, video.
I need to open the oven. Can you stay back, please?
That's good.
Addie, I'm opening the oven. Can you stay back, please?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Actually looks really good.
Really? Please don't.
Can we try one if they're ready?
They're not done yet. We're 90, 197 and slowly climbing. Well, 198. 199.4. That one says 199.9, 200.1. Oh, a couple more minutes, I think.
All right.
He wants me. He seems perfectly happy. Hey, back up, Rubies. Excuse me. I'm gonna put them in the freezer for a few minutes. Excuse me, please. Yeah, and then they'll harden so you can eat it faster.
Actually, you can
It'll
come
harden
in
so
here
you
and
can eat
interrupt us and
faster.
ask her to take the bait.
Are you listening? You can't eat it yet. The coating needs to harden so you can eat it. Well, then you don't get to eat it.
Is this gluten? Gluten mac and cheese?
Yes.
Let's see. Benita says, would love to watch you make a sandwich bread. Kim says, hello from Western Pennsylvania. I always enjoy watching when I can. Everything you make looks so yummy. Thank you.
Welcome, Kim. From where?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. I went to a Penn State game when I was a high school kid coming from Boston, visiting some people. It was kind of fun. One of my only college games I've been to that.
Okay.
All right, last one of these.
Woo! It's hot in here.
Okay,
Didn't set a timer.
done with the pizza pockets.
Pizza pockets should probably come out.
We got 2 to go in behind it. So.
I can start putting stuff away now, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna make some room so we can pull these pizza pockets out and show you guys.
Sure gonna have to cut one open and
Of course.
taste it on screen, I think. Thomas.
Ah.
Never mind.
Now we clean that off so we can pull it out.
Oh, you
That's what I think it was?
You did take the bread out?
Yes, I took the bread out.
Did you show them?
No.
So here's our loaf of finished bread that's burning my hand. Hot potato, hot potato. So internal temperature of 200. Very light crust on the bottom, which is something that's difficult for a lot of people to accomplish. We have a lot of questions about how to make sure and not have the crust burn on the bottom. I think that's one of the problems that a lot of people run into with sourdough is it gets a little bit too crunchy. Our method ends up with a nice golden bottom and a beautiful loaf.
You doing the cake over here?
Big box.
They're in the freezer cooling off right now.
Did you cover them with frosting?
They weren't cold enough yet.
They weren't cold enough yet, so I did a couple. Okay, you want to put thingies out? Where are hot pad things? Trivet, over there. Excuse me.
So the frosting wouldn't stay on them?
Huh? No, they wouldn't stay on the stick.
You missing one of these?
Not yet. Apparently. Oh, it's under the mac and cheese.
They're kind of hard now.
What? Yeah, they're kind of hard, but they need to be in there for a good 15 minutes. Or the coated ones.
Calling them good?
Oh, ain't any cold.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this.
And look at this. Ta-da!
There is the cake pop
Oh,
Make sure not to
and
the other
the
side.
hot pockets all in one picture. I think they look pretty good.
and the cake bite.
Cake bite, cake pops, and hot pockets. Both cheddar, ham and cheese, and pizza. I think maybe.
So I think these are ham and cheese here, and these are pizza.
Cool. And we've got
You ready?
8 more pizzas ready to go in the oven.
Tommy loves the Hot Pockets. I mean, we all do. Huh?
They look like calzones.
That's what Dad said. They look like mini calzones.
Not mini.
Well, the
trying
other calzones
to-
we made were really big, weren't they? These are like personal size.
Here. Can you?
You have the hot pad. What do you want?
I want to get this
You want to switch them?
onto there so I can
Oh.
use this pan to cook it on.
Oh. You don't need that. But we do need something.
There you go.
Skills.
That's what I was planning.
Okay, so remove these. And now we
That
can
same thing
show
over
you
here?
as we cut in. That may not work as well, I don't know. There's a higher edge. Maybe if you tilt it. There we go. Ooh, alright. There we go.
I just didn't want to put that in there with all that on it.
You're just gonna let them be. And you're trying to add them.
I would like to add them.
Okay, rather than cooking more.
Put that lid on to get that out of here. It's in the way.
You need another piece of parchment to.
This is on parchment.
I know, but. You hold that. There.
All right. All right. Okay, second batch of Hot Pockets ready to go in. And with that, we will show you these, and then as we're going through this, we can now open it up to the what we call the Rogue Bakers Unite portion of the call. This is the Q&A section where we focus on you. We focus on the community. We're trying to build a community of rogue bakers who love these kinds of easy sourdough recipes. And every single week we want to come back here and be here for you to answer any questions that you have. So this is the point where you get to fire away. While we're cutting these open, go ahead and fill up the comment box with your questions, whether you're watching this now or watching the replay. Excuse me. This is where we are making ourselves available every single week for you to help you in your sourdough journey. Meanwhile, I'm cutting into one of these ham and cheeses. I think the bottom is a little, there we go. What do we think?
A little crusty on the bottom.
I think
looks
that
great.
turned out great. Look at
Oh
that.
yeah.
Tommy,
You ready, bud?
you want a ham and cheese Hot Pocket? Look at that. Beautiful. Ah, that's great.
Hot?
Very hot, very delicious. Let's look at what a pepperoni one looks like.
Really? No.
Dog's barking at the kittens, I guess.
Oh, I think she's barking at the neighbor's way over there. Nala!
Whoa, look at that. Pepperoni pizza Hot Pocket. Nice crunchy top.
Nope, nope.
Crisp,
Sit.
just golden crisp bottom. That right there is a delicious dinner that my children are going to love. So, what do you guys think? Success?
Nice.
I think this is a success. I think this is a delicious, easy dinner that anybody can bake simply by following the same simple, no knead, no auto lace, no stretch and fold dough recipe and deciding later what you're gonna do with it. Today, we decided we were gonna go with some homemade Hot Pockets, long fermented, healthy, no preservatives like the junk you get in the store. Slightly more work, you know, of course, than slipping the little thing in there and putting it in the microwave for 2 minutes, but I think the trade-off is worth it. I think that's pretty awesome looking. Let's cut another one open. Another pizza
Nice.
one. That, oh, it's gonna be so good.
You could do so many flavors with these too.
Yep.
Like a white pizza, you know, like the white pizza that Ren and I love, the gluten-free one, where you've got the Alfredo
White
sauce
with
and
some spinach and stuff.
We like pepperoni in that
You could
too.
do a
but-
barbecue chicken. You could do what we've done in the past, cheeseburger stuff inside of something like this. We could do, we did a breakfast calzone where we put eggs and sausage and bacon and cheese inside of something similar to this in the past. How is it? Yeah. That's so good.
That ham one over here.
You want some ham? There's the ham one. Let's try the ham one.
Ham one's probably a little hot. No?
Oh. Yes.
I like the ham one better.
I'm gonna say yes. This is good. Ham and cheese is good. Pepperoni pizza is good. How are we doing on questions for Rogue Bakers Unite?
Nothing.
Nothing yet?
Nothing yet.
All right. Well, I think we will call that a wrap for today. Another successful bake in our Rogue Bakers Roundtable. If you're watching to this point and you do have questions or need some help with your sourdough journey, ask those questions here or join us on our Facebook group. Yeah, I'm going to call this a wrap. I think this is good. Successful bake. Delicious food. You try it yet?
Yep.
A little bummed I don't have a cake pop for you to try. Wait. Well, you can try one without coating, I guess. They had to be nice and cold.
You're going to try and roll a couple more before we call it?
Sure.
All right. We'll stick with you a little bit more. Any questions you guys may have, you're welcome. Sherry, thank you for joining us. And then we will see you next time. Same time, same place next week. Is it still on B-roll, Thomas? No, it's not.
Trying to freeze on it real fast.
There's your cake pop right there.
Excuse me. Oh, they're open still. Out rather. I'm gonna try these ones.
You're welcome, Kim. Thanks you for joining us.
There we go.
There's your cake pop with sprinkles on it. I'd say put it back in the freezer to let it harden up a little bit.
Or you could try a bite.
Or I could just go like this.
Oh,
Yeah, you should have let it harden up a little.
Should have let it harden up a little. It sure tastes good though.
sorry.
All right, we'll wrap it at that. Thanks everybody for joining us. And we will see you again on the next Rogue Bakers Roundtable next week, same time, same place.
My bad.
Not good.